Get out of my way, I'm like a runaway train flying at a supersonic speed. I got what you want, I got it. I got what you need, I got it. Welcome to the show. Get ready for the major leagues, alright. All my life I said I'm gonna be one of the greats. Now I'm finally here. Ain't nothing about this fake. Oh, it's the real thing. Oh, it's the real thing. Yeah. All my life I said it. I'm gonna be one of the greats. Oh, it's the real thing. Got the heart of a lion, strong as iron, with a fire burning in my soul. There's a chip on my shoulder that looked like a mountain from every time someone said no.
What's up, folks? Cappuccino here on another great episode of The Art of Leveling Up by Shared Connections. Listen, if you like what you see here today, go to that Google box, hit the YouTube channel, 216 Creator Studios. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, ding that bell for future notifications. That way you don't miss an episode. Hey, listen, this episode is brought to you by DCCCS. That's Dynamic Conversion Consulting Services, Inc. Jeff, that's a lot to say. Listen, we appreciate the support of Dynamic Conversion Consulting Services, single point of communication for multiple services, anything from real estate, insurance, technology, human resource, talent management, and academy. If you have a need, these people have the people, your people contact their people. Basically, Jeff, is how that works. And we appreciate the support of Dynamic Conversion. Thanks for supporting the show. Jeff, we have a really interesting title for today.
Yeah.
What are we talking about, bud?
So this one's a fun one. How do we cultivate a growth mindset in the face of setbacks? So obviously you guys have never had setbacks before.
My life is a setback.
Everything's gone smoothly,
you know, right.
So how do you do that when you're, I think, that fixed mindset versus growth mindset as it is, and just having a positive mindset in general can be difficult, right? Because it's real easy to fall into a negative mindset in what you're doing. So how do you not only have a positive mindset, but then continue in that growth mindset versus that fixed, this is it, it's limited, and I can't go any further. How do you guys deal with that?
Well, for me, number one, it was you and Chris that changed my mindset. I'm a pessimist that hopes to be an optimist. you know what I mean? Listen, I expect everything to go wrong and I hope for the best. That's how I do everything. That way, if there's disappointment at the end, you're like, well, that's about right. So I was raised that way. I was in a space in my house where everybody was consistently negative. And it was hard to break. When I met you guys, you were like, it doesn't need to be that way. There's perception. Perception is key, right? And you showed me the way of the ninja. You basically showed me your kung fu. Be careful what you say, because I know how you are. It is a family show. I think perception is key. So if you always, what I now do because of you guys, if I feel like my mindset is aiming in that negative direction, I try to create a different perception from somebody else's eyes and ears and go, that sounds way off when it could be this. It could be, wow, that went real bad. Or it could be like, well, that went real bad. There's a different way, a different tone to having a good mindset. And now I'm on a good building block to where my mindset's pretty good. I still have fallbacks, and those are my setbacks, to where I'm able to move forward and never cap myself, because you put a cap on yourself when you think you're limited. You're not limited. If you feel like you're limited, it's time to change the space, right? In order to change, if you're in a job, and I'll give you an example, if you're in a job and you feel like there is no more growth potential because people are handing you bricks while you're treading water, it's time to change the space. Now you got experience, and what did you learn from that? And then maybe the job was hard, maybe it was abusive, but what did you learn from it? It was an education. And now the next job might be easier, right? So you take that and you bring it to the next space. Now you're able to grow. They see that. They're like, wow, they're awesome, because they were in this space where it was go, 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 and they never grew.
Yep.
And now they take you and they already leveled you up in a new space higher, and they want to bring you higher than that. So if you always feel like you're capping yourself based on your mindset, your mindset to me should always look for opportunity. And if the opportunity that you're in is putting a ceiling above you, then it's time to find a new opportunity. And how many opportunities are you missing if you're afraid to leave the opportunity that you're in?
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's how I personally do it. Chris?
Yeah. What about you, Chris?
Yeah. No, I was just kind of, as you were talking, a question came to mind. Do you still consider yourself a pessimist, or have you kind of reformed your thinking into that more of the optimism or even realism? I
know
you don't really go by isms, but
yeah. So listen, what I do. So there's always a yin and yang, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be a blend. Now it's how do you use it, right? I use it to my advantage now. Yeah, if I want to utilize my negative mindset to get to a certain point and then flip it to become an optimist based on perception, that's what I do. I use it as a tool for myself.
Sure. That's
how I grow. Not everybody can do that. I don't know. But for me, sometimes I'm so comfortable in the dark. I guess is the best way to put it. I've been in the dark for so long that I'm comfortable in it. And sometimes you have to be uncomfortable in order to make change and not to cap yourself. So I'll sit in the comfort zone for a minute until I can see a different perception of it. And then I go to tackle it. So I use it as a tool. So not necessarily am I a pessimist anymore. I'm a yin yang. I utilize it as a tool for both sides.
Yeah, and I've seen you do that. Yeah, which is really cool. What about you, Chris?
I'd say, so for me, I think it just obviously if it's something super big, I give myself like that little bit of grace to kind of not be happy, not sulk, but like kind of feel that emotion, let that emotion happen, don't suppress the emotion, but you got to limit it. Some people put different time limits on it. I think the longer the time, the higher the time limit, the more you're going to kind of be stuck in that, and it'll kind of like
the rut.
Like that emotional persevere and probably eat at you and stuff like that. Whereas I'm like, typically what I had is like, okay, well, I'm not happy with this, or this was definitely not what I expected, or something like that. I'll let my feeling express itself probably in a shorter period of time. But then what I find helps is to take action, corrective action immediately. Like, because obviously what I did wasn't working or this didn't go the way I wanted it to. So the best thing you could do is to kind of take control of that, because when you're doing something and it doesn't go as you hoped or planned or anything like that, one of the bigger emotions is you feel kind of like out of control, like you didn't control what happened, and you can. So it's more taking those steps, those actions to kind of tackle that problem, so you say, to kind of overcome that failure, that setback, however you want to look at it. But either way, everything is a learning experience. So you just basically learn what not to do, and then kind of try another route or another aspect of it.
True. You know, we had an episode a while ago. We talked about relationships, and I gave this guy credit for teaching me something, and I'm going to throw it out there again. I learned something from Jeff. I know. Don't let it go to your head. Don't let it go to your head. Don't let it go to your head.
I won't. I am keeping track.
So I know. You got your notepad out.
Yeah.
Write it down.
More things that you learned.
Tally marks.
Well, listen, I got to give props where props are due, man. So here's the thing. when I can't get past something or I don't know how to do something, I find the right who that knows the how. And Jeff taught me that. Right.
That is from Dan Sullivan of Strategic Coach, which that book is absolutely incredible.
Yeah. Well, I don't know Dan. I know you. And you're the one that taught me that. So
fair,
give credit to him.
I will.
I'm going to give credit to you.
100%.
You know what? I'm just taking my credit back. Give me my credit back.
All right. That's fine.
All right.
Oh,
just erase it.
And thank you, Dan Sullivan.
And that's our show, folks.
That's it. Yeah,
no, but seriously, listen, there's times now where, because I'm bullheaded, if I'm in a rut, I don't want to reach out. I don't want to ask for help. I don't want to do those things. And we talked about that too. And now I do. If I'm in that rut, it's time to play ping pong with the people I know best. I might call you guys and be like, hey, here's the scenario. This is where my mindset's at. Do you see something different about it? And then you'll give me your perspective on it. And then I go, that actually works. Because you knew how to get out of that, or maybe you had the experience once that you've already tackled that, or something in that fashion.
Yeah.
And that's education. You know, there's only two types in the world. That's ignorance and education. And people, based on experience, learn more versus a book. Or if hands-on experience, to me, I learn more than versus a book, right? Books are great golden nuggets, as Jeff would say. You get those pieces. And those little golden nuggets keep you going. Right. They're a driving force. Yeah. When things are hitting hard and you read something that catches you and you go, oh, even though it's a bumper sticker, that's awesome. And you take it and you run with it. Some people will read a book and then just regurgitate it like it's their own. And it means nothing. Right. I take those golden nuggets that are given to me by people who read books. Right? This guy. Oh, you might read a book and you'd be like, hey, listen, Bob Joe Smith said in his book, and I quote, life is like a box of chocolates and your mask on your bus. That's right. And I'll be like, wow, that makes a lot of sense to a degree. Thanks for the 5-hour conversation to tell me the one thing, Jeff. But it works. It works. And you pull me out of a rut, and now I have a different perspective, which changes my mindset. And I'll use that as the driving force to move forward.
Yeah. No, I think these are really great points. And the biggest thing for me and why I love this topic so much when we were talking about it, the shirt says it too, but it says mindset is everything, right? Why?
The other shirt said dad bod. It was pretty correct. That's all right
as well. Mindset to me really comes from a foundation. Again, going back to that Jim Rohn, you surround yourself with the 5 people, you become the 5 people you surround yourself with. Your mindset, I think it's so easy to go into a negative space. I think most people like to commiserate together. If misery loves company and I'm going through this, well, let me top you. I'm going through this and then this is awful. And everybody kind of keeps chiming in. I've noticed if you deliberately switch that around and you deliberately say some things that are good in your life. And the way I did it, to be fair, because that's not a natural thing at all to do. There was an app that I found years and years ago that allowed me to write 3 things that I was grateful for every single day. And it would be in the morning, and then you do it again at night. And, and then you have like some goals that you want to accomplish during the day. But it was, what made your day great today? And it was like, wow.
Sounds like a lot of work.
It was. And I'll tell you what, and it's easy not to do.
Yeah.
It's easy to do, but it's easy not to do. And I found that some of the most important things have been easy to do and easy not to do. And it was one of those apps I had to get a reminder because it wasn't a habit yet. And I'm sure we'll talk habits in some other episodes going forward.
Measuring and habits.
Love it.
And
love it.
Yep.
But I will tell you that app, by just labeling 3 things that I was grateful for, it took me out of a negative mindset because I can't be. And I wish I could give him credit because he was on stage many years ago and he said, you can't be grateful and hateful at the same time. And I can't forget that phrase because it rhymes and it's easy to remember. But that one sticks so much where if you're in a moment of gratitude, it's really hard to be hateful and to think negative and to think about all the other things that are going on in your world. here's where I'm grateful, which then puts you in a more positive mindset, which then I think just helps you for the rest of the day. But
So do you think app or no app, do you think that for our listeners, it's a helpful move to do that, to journal what you're grateful for in the morning and the night?
Write it down on a piece of paper. You don't need an app. I just found one. I think it was the 5-minute journal. They don't pay us. They don't do anything, but they could.
And when you write that down, not to interrupt, but when you write, you could send the check too.
But you can if you want to.
So have you ever reviewed it? Like gone back to it?
Yeah. And my favorite part about the app, and the only reason I talk about that, it allows you to put pictures. So I take a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
And you guys know that. But
so you remember the moment.
I do. And I do that on purpose. I try to take pictures of my life throughout the day. And then when I was doing the gratitude journal, I was deliberate about taking even more pictures that I could add to the gratitude journal when I write, wow, I'm grateful for my family, but I want a family picture in there. I'm grateful for my wife who's there, and helped me through something and a challenge. And I wrote this down earlier that it's something she said that it was brilliant. But when people talk about, man, I need a vacation, I need to get out of here, I need to go because my life is too much. And that mindset is like, I need out. She said she wants to build a life that you don't need a vacation from. It doesn't mean you don't travel. You travel because you actually want to see other places and you want to experience other things. But you don't need a vacation from your life. Your life, build the life that you want to live and that you don't need a vacation from. I thought that was brilliant. But again, it goes back to that mindset. You could easily just be like, screw this. I want to leave and I want to go somewhere else. And I
think that's going to be a Share Connections t-shirt.
Ooh, I like it.
Build the life you don't need a vacation from. I think that's awesome. Stay tuned, folks. Merch coming down the line.
That's awesome. But so do it on an app. Write it on a piece of paper. Write it on whatever. It doesn't matter, but be grateful. Say it in the morning. 3 things that you're grateful for, and say it again at night. But yes, I think writing it down and journaling it where you can go back to it. And it was so great to see the pictures because then you're literally scrolling through all of these pictures that you're grateful. Like it's gratitude, it's happiness, it's joy.
Yeah.
That you're scrolling through.
Well, listen, Share Connections family, if you want, leave a comment below what you're grateful for. Let's see how many people are grateful and what they're grateful for.
I love that.
I think that would be great. And then we can do an episode where we read them off.
That'd be cool.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, talk about some gratitude stuff. Yeah,
yep.
I love it. Chris, so, all right, growth mindset, fixed mindset. Hey, how do you get out of that? Not just with setbacks. How do you ever just put yourself in a better mood when you're going through different things in your day to day? Sometimes things are good, right? You got something good going on and then it's kind of a crappy time and then it goes better. Yeah. But like when it's going up and down like that, how do you kind of not just pull yourself out of a funk when there's a real big setback, because that's tough, but how do you do it with the day to day, just like normal?
I think it's mini breaks. I would have to say it's mini breaks. It breaks up your day. Like if it's a bad day at work or whatever else is going on, kids are driving you nuts, whatever, just go off for like 10, 15 minutes and do self-care, like do whatever you enjoy.
Yeah.
Like for me, like I really love reading, like not
Jeff Lord kind of reading.
No, I probably shouldn't say this on a mindset podcast, but I prefer more like fiction books. So it's more like suspense thrillers, stuff like that.
Too. I'm in there.
And that really helps my that satisfies like my creative spirit. And that's what kind of energizes me and stuff like that.
Give you a story.
Yeah. And if it's like, even if it's just a chapter or something like that, or like go on and watch food videos on TikTok or something like that, because I can eat half
everything you don't
TikTok,
eat.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. But no, so it's just, I think it's just like taking a breath, because we're also used to just kind of pushing ourselves, pushing through, thinking like if you just push through it, it'll get better and stuff like that. Instead of taking that step back, give yourself that breather, go for a 15-minute walk or something like that. and just take that like time to
Yeah.
yourself. And
Yeah.
it just really, it's really refreshing, and it really kind of changes your mood, or
That's good advice, Chris.
gets you out of that like bad or frustrated focus and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's great advice.
I really like that. Yeah, that self-care and mini break. I agree. I think you
Self-care
gotta take yourself
is
out of that.
huge.
Yeah. That's awesome. Is there anybody specific that you follow, or because like to me, by the way, nothing wrong with fiction. Just because I read a lot of nonfiction doesn't. I actually read fiction too, because you do need that escape. You need that place where, okay, I'm not doing this to learn it, which then you end up learning something anyway. But there's always something in those stories, and they take you to another place, and it takes your mind out of that. So to give yourself a break and do that, I think that's an amazing thing.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
I
I'm a
would never
science
knock
fiction
that.
guy.
Yeah.
Comics, science fiction, anything that's not part of the reality I live in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That
Sci-fi
kinda
is
gives me a
awesome.
break. Yeah, it's fun.
Do you ever watch comedy? Like
Yes.
I do that
I'll
a
do that,
lot.
Yes.
I used to work
Yeah.
many moons ago. I used to work at a Zanies comedy club.
That's right.
And when I was there, I did everything behind the scenes, not on the stage, right? So when I was there, but I got to see a lot of comics, and I really enjoyed. Laughter is huge, and you use comedy a lot. You use comedy not a lot. You use it in the right moments. Like you have that knack for here it is, and deliver it and nail it. And I just have to say enough stuff, and if I do something, will come out funny eventually.
Most of the time, yeah.
But I love that comic relief, and I think laughter really helps to take you out of a negative mindset.
Manic depression runs in my family, in my bloodline, and I had to find tricks that would do that. And comedy was one of them. And then I learned I wanted, believe it or not, at one time I wanted to try to do stand-up comedy. And then I realized that most comics are manic depressives. They're depressed all the time. But you would never
like
know
Robin
it.
Williams.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are.
Yep.
That's their release when they get up on stage, and that's how they get it out. I like movies. I like certain shows, and so I'll get lost in a story, and that's what I do. That's how I get out of my manic depression. It's easy to sit when you're manically depressed. It's easy to sit in the dark. It's easy to sit in that slump.
Yep.
It's hard to be on top of that or outside of that for people who are manic depressive. Otherwise, it'd be called happy fun time and everybody can do it, right? But if you find the right tricks, and you find the right things that work to you, and that could be something different for everybody. What works for me might not work for the next person.
Yeah.
It was back in the day, it was go to Blockbuster.
Oh, I love to go
Right?
to Blockbuster.
Walk the aisles of Blockbuster, find some cool stuff.
Mostly family.
Know that you're gonna get home, pop some popcorn, and that
That was
lights
such
off.
an experience.
It was an
like,
experience. It was an experience.
I miss. Like, I think it's.
And before that, it was go to the movies.
Yeah.
And that's even changed dramatically too. And listen, if you don't go to the movies now, expect to drop $100 easy.
Yeah.
Easily. Just because it's so expensive. And they wonder why the
Jeff's
movie
like
world is.
$250.
Right.
What is it?
Well, if I bring the
Jeff's
family,
like $250.
Oh yeah, you're already beyond.
just a date night, $100. I hear you.
Date night's $100 for your family. That's promotion night for you.
That's right.
Hey, we got a bonus. Let's go to the movies.
Go to the movies
right?
today, kids.
But it's the experience of going to something. When you gear up to go miniature golfing, there's an experience to it. You kind of look forward to it because it's not a real competitive thing. It's more like you and your friend. Oh, I know you. Yeah. Well, that's him with everything though.
I better win or you're
Shooting pool or whatever. He's measuring distances and how,
We did play tennis one time, and before we even started playing,
I beat him in pool once. And you know what he told me? Congratulations, you beat your cancer friend. I'm like, okay. I'm like, great. But it's things like that the shooting pool's big with me. I shoot archery. I like to do that.
Yep.
There's a couple of things here and there, and I love the break idea. I started that actually recently because business is overwhelming, family's overwhelming, things are overwhelming.
Yeah.
And so I take this, I shut it off, and I will put on my TV, put my earphones on, and I will close my eyes and lay in bed and listen to something.
Yeah.
If now is it something like that you've seen like 1,000 times before, or is it just anything?
It's actually meditation videos.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of them, my meditation pose is lay in bed. Okay? Because it works for me.
It's the most relaxing.
If you can't tell, I'm in shape of an apple.
Hey, that's okay.
So that's kind of hard to do what they're doing on the meditation side, but listening to it alone, the sound of their voice, the background to it, and it's only a half an hour.
Yep.
And when I'm done, I feel like I got like 3 hours of sleep.
Yep.
It's amazing on what that recharge does and how positive you feel when you're done with it. And so I started studying some other ones and listening to other things. There's hypnotism things about, be a better person, and it's okay. I love it that it's okay. Mm-hmm. Hey, you might have felt like you said something wrong, or I'm an overthinker. Mm-hmm. So I always leave a group and go, did I say something? What the micro expressions did this? It was, and I cringe. I'll be driving in the car and I'll think of something when I was 12 that I said to somebody, and I'll go, oh, why would I do that? There's It's Okay videos that you can listen to that is like, yeah, everybody does that. Guess what? Yeah. It's okay. Yeah. And they'll play a little bit of music.
They didn't even notice it, and you're
the only one that remembers shit about it. Yeah. So, and it'll kind of walk you through some stories of it's okay for other people, what they've done.
Right.
And you might relate that back to something that maybe you did that you didn't feel good about. And the answer is always, it's okay. Another day comes and a new challenge might arise, but our goal, and we've said this before, is helping people. Yeah. There's no better feeling in the world. To me, it's a paycheck. If I can help many people, even if they're not like, hey, I appreciate what you did. I already know what I did.
Yeah.
And that's what mom taught me to do. And mom's passed. So I'm carrying the legacy of what my mom taught me, which makes me even feel better about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when you're helping people, I think that's the best way to get you out of a funk.
Absolutely.
Is help someone else with something they're dealing with.
Yep.
Because it's way easier to help somebody else than it is yourself.
Isn't that true? Isn't that true?
It's like, I wish I had the solutions to my own problems that I have for other people for
theirs, right? It's so easy for other people to see.
I'm my own worst enemy. And my brother used to tell me all the time, rest his soul. But he used to tell me all the time, he's like, wow, you always gave great advice. Only if you can follow your own advice.
Sure.
I'm great at helping other people with advice. But then I turn and I look in my mirror and I go, idiot, you don't even follow your own advice. Maybe you should start doing that.
You know what's really interesting too with you, specifically, but I think it goes to everybody, right? You really do give great advice, and you do too. I've been the receiver of a lot of advice from both of you.
Yeah, you do too.
And I listen to this stuff that you guys, pour out, but you do a great job of flipping it around too, where you'll be like, a wise man once told me once, right? Where you go, oh, I did say that to you.
Right.
Huh. I should probably do that. Right. And, but you don't think about that.
Stick your Post-it note back on your chest.
But it's great because you find the right time to do it.
Yep.
And you do it with humor too. So it's not like a bashing or something like that. That's hard to receive.
Yeah.
And it's, but yeah, I think that really helps when you can twist that around, because it's easy to give advice, but trying to figure out how to fix your own challenges.
Well, and it's when you're in low mode. When you're in low mode, you can give all the great advice in the world to somebody else, but when you're in low mode, it's hard to remember the advice that you've given until somebody reminds you of that.
Oh, absolutely.
And so that's why I always take the bus and the oxygen mask and mash it together for Jeff, because it reminds him that that's what he told me. And I make it funny for him to chuckle and go, oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. I know. You know what? Yeah, you're 100% right. I should do that.
Is that another tailing mark? Is that 3 things? That we learned?
You can, no, we took away the first one, right? Yeah, there you go.
But
you didn't erase it.
But we have
You
It's 2 a.m.
pretended you erased
No, I erased it, but then I put it back.
Cheater,
Like,
cheater.
Yeah. But
The camera thought I erased
the
it.
other the other thing, when you said about breaks, a couple things I'd love to find out from listeners that are listening in and tuning in.
Yeah.
What do you do? What's a fun thing that you do as a break that I think everybody can read those comments and learn from? We used to do a little
Chatted
thing
value.
called a chatted value, right? And Drew came up with that in our Shared Connections group. And that was so fun. In the chat, we would add some value to everybody's life. And how do you do that? Well, let's all share something you do to relax, take a break, put yourself in a better mindset. I know music is a big one for me. I love to listen to music or podcasts or audiobooks, all that kind of stuff. And then I have a motorcycle as well. So like going for a ride really clears my head because I can't answer the phone.
Yep.
You can't hear me anyway. If you answer the phone, it's too loud. So it's perfect way to just tune out for a little bit, go for a ride, and then clear my head. So is there anything that you guys do that anybody else?
Yeah, put it in. And you know what? It's funny that you mentioned about podcasts. Speaking about podcasts, check this out.
.216 Creator Studios, your gateway to professional podcasting. Whether you're a seasoned podcaster or just starting, 216 Creator Studios offers state-of-the-art podcast studios designed to meet all your recording needs. From crystal clear audio quality to a comfortable creative space, we've got you covered. With fully equipped rooms, expert support, and flexible booking options, you can focus on what matters most, your content. Join us and bring your voice to life in the best environment for podcast creation. 216 Creator Studios is here to help you create something extraordinary.
Oh, I had my middle
You
finger
do it every
up.
time. You do it
Sorry.
every time.
I win.
Luckily, we have
Oh,
scissors
hey, we're
to
back.
cut it off.
Hey, sorry, folks, for the small break there, but everybody needs a break.
But how about a giant thank you to 216 Creator Studios for having this place that we can record, and what a wonderful place this is.
Such a comfortable setting too.
It is.
Like,
It is. And I love our background. It's all the books.
You can have books or no books.
You can have.
It's totally up to you.
You can totally have campground. Big shout out to Nico, our producer today.
Yes.
Who seems to be going to be our producer moving forward. It seems like.
I hope so.
He doesn't have a choice.
Oh,
you know.
then I know so.
He's like, wait, I never.
Back to work. No, just kidding. Yeah. You know, I think before commercial, I loved what you said. Based on finding the podcast, doing the different things that you do, that bring you back, or maybe talking to somebody that might twist it back to you for the advice that you've given. That happens to me all the time. The big component of that, my brother was my mentor. I lost my brother, obviously. We all know that. I miss him every day, but he's still with me because I hear his voice. It drives me nuts. I hear his voice in my head along with the other 13 people. And his voice is constantly still preaching hey, let me shoot you straight. And he was always real with me. Like there was never hold back. It was sometimes cold and it hurt my feelings, but he was like, I would rather hurt your feelings with the truth than lie to your face. And that meant a lot, you know, because that means it's true. If he said nothing to me, it would mean that he didn't care, you know? So I try to pass that on, but I try to not to do it as cold as he would do it. Sometimes it does. Cause sometimes in the shock and awe to people, you have to rattle their cage. You have to shake the tree, to be like, hey, pay attention, you know, and that might hurt their feelings, but usually afterwards, if I do, I'll be like, listen, my goal isn't to hurt you. My goal is to put you back on your horse so you can ride it. And that's important.
Yep.
So especially for people I really care about.
So on that note, what are some things that you do to lift other people up? Right. So there's that direction, and I've seen you do that. And I know you both have lifted me up. So that's why I ask is I know, and I've watched you do it to so many people. And I think you're both extremely amazing at doing it.
Mm.
Where when people are going through something, you're very empathetic, and you see it and you feel it yourself. And it's like, oh, wow, how do I lift you out of that? What are some things, Chris, that you do that might help lift some people up out of that funk that they're in to have maybe a better mindset looking forward?
I think it's more, it depends how they're coming to me as, like, if it's like advice, obviously give them advice, but I think it's just a lot of the time it's just listening. Sometimes they just need to like
somebody to listen with,
have somebody to listen.
Mm.
Yeah. My daughter told me that.
They just need somebody that's knows them well, and whether they need to ramble on and get off their chest what they need to just to do that. Or or if they want to get that off and then get the advice afterwards and stuff like that. So I think just kind of like being there for someone and knowing that, I mean, it's going to stay between us and stuff like that.
Yep.
It's not going to be anything where it gets around or anything like that. It's going to be, oh yeah, I'm really good at being able to like lend an ear and stuff like that. And then if they're asking me for help in solving their problem, then yeah, again, it's easier to help other people solve their problems than your own problems. So it's easy for me to be able to, like, I don't want to say easy, but like I'm able to do that for them, like give them those possible solutions and stuff like that.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, it's a ditto, almost a complete ditto answer for me. I think the only thing I would change is things that I've learned. I'm not going to say from who, because I don't want another damn tally mark. So here, this is actually something I learned from Jim Rohn. But you turned me on to Jim Rohn, so
actually,
I guess
that's another half.
Jim Rohn used to mentor kids, and the very first thing he would ask them is, "Show me your list of goals." And so, if for me to lift somebody up, 9 times out of 10 when they tell me their problem, I'll be like, "What's in your list of goals?"
Oh,
I'll take them off of the subject, and I'll point at what their goals are, because their focus is redirected.
Sure.
And if they don't have a list of goals, I'll be like, well, maybe we should start focusing on creating at least 10. And then let's pick the one that makes sense now, and then let's create a list of goals to get to that goal. And then we break it down, right? And that usually creates what I call a distraction from the problem, because they're in that rut already and they want to tell you about the problem. So my job is to redirect. You've been in magic, right? It's right. Look over here, but not over here. It's distraction, right? Yes. Deception and distraction. Misdirection.
Yeah.
And so deception. I love it. Listen here, see?
That's one way
right.
to look at it.
We just became all evil people in 1 second.
Wow.
So when I can move them away from thinking about the problem and about what their actual goals are, it shines a little light on them, and they go, oh yeah. And I'm like, well, you can always come back to your problems. Now, there's times where I don't give advice, and I learned that I'm one who always wants to help, so I'm always wanting to give advice. Now, until I had kids, and my oldest comes to me, and she starts this problem, and my job as dad is to fix that problem. So I want to give advice, and then they get all, and they get the eye roll, and it's a storm away, and so finally, she told me one time, she's like, sometimes I just want you to listen and not give advice. So now what I do is I listen, and then I go, would you like advice on that?
Yes. Yeah.
And if she says no, I won't give it.
There you go.
But I'm like this. I want to give it so bad. It hurts. Right? It hurts the pain. But a lot of times the advice is not even talking about the problem. It's about talking about where their focus should be. Mm-hmm. And then I come back to the problem and be like, that problem's there. Maybe you should journal that. Because if you write it down, you're taking it and putting it in the file cabinet in your head, so it's not just spinning around. Data is data. Once it's in your head, it stays there forever. Let's just be honest. But if you create your filing system and now you know that you put it somewhere, your brain doesn't want to think about it as much anymore. So now you put it there. So when you are going through your list of goals, well, one of those items on your list of goals, tackle that problem. So you can keep going to your list of problems and going, that's not a problem anymore. That's already gone. Oh, why did I even worry about that?
Yeah.
Right. That's kind of how I lift people up a little bit. Sometimes I make them laugh. Sometimes I feed them. Yep. I like to feed people. I'm Italian. That's what I do.
Yep.
You come over, let me make you a little mozzarella, on some pizza or something.
There's nothing little about you cooking food.
I know. I don't know. There's only 4 people in my house, and I feed like 12 people. Right. It's always something. Everyone, It's always something.
Well, just in case 20 extra people show up, they will be fed.
Well, there's leftovers.
That's right.
Even though my kids for some reason don't eat them, and I go, I can't waste that.
That's right.
So I go, I got room. there's a dimple in here that needs to be filled out somewhere.
But that's awesome that you guys do that. And one of the things that I've done over time that I thought was really interesting, I didn't realize how much it would help until I did it over and over again and realized that people don't do this. It's when I point out positive attributes or strengths of somebody when we're talking. So like, as you're having a conversation, do you realize how good you are at doing that? And they're like, huh? Nobody says stuff like that, right? It's like the same thing as going into a restaurant and you're talking to, the server helps you and takes care of you all day and everything. Hey, can I talk to your manager? And they're like, oh no, what did I do? Right, well, no, you did an awesome job. I'd like to tell your manager because everybody tells bad things when somebody does something bad, but they don't tell the positive stuff.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I was like, wow, what if I took that on purpose and I would listen for something good that they were doing that I was just, it blew me away, like truly blew me away. Don't make it up. Don't pretend because now it sounds like you're being a jerk, right? But if you do it and you're real and you give a positive compliment about, wow, Chris, did you know? Like when you do that, how great that is? Like most people don't do that. And he goes, huh? I didn't know that.
I'm still trying not to make a joke right now. Go ahead.
but that's what happens. And they light up.
Yeah.
They really light up because they're being, things that maybe they took for granted or thought everybody does this.
You made their day. You made their night.
You really
whatever it may be.
And it's especially effective if you can like physically see they're not having a good night.
Right.
Yeah. Like if they're slammed and they're shorthanded or something like that, and they're working their butts off.
Yeah.
Like it's just it's that much more powerful.
So when Deke and I are in a room together, Kent, we call him Deke, he's a deacon. When we're together, it becomes a clown show for sure.
I've seen it.
And it's fun. it's fun. And it lifts me up. He lifts me up.
Yeah.
Consistently. I watch him walk into a room and go up to somebody and not ask how they're doing. Hey, how you doing? He's like, how's your energy today?
I love that.
How cool is that, right? How's your energy today? And sometimes he'll be like, my energy is not great today. He's like, whoa, how do you change that? And then he asks them, how do you change that? This is the same guy. We go to California, we go to NAMM concerts, right? To do for the studio. We walk into a crowded elevator. Now, crowded, right? Band members, people with guitars, saxophones, and then we're jammed in the middle, right? And the doors close. And he looks around and he just raises his hand. He's like, sorry, that was me. That was me. Right? And I'm like, oh my God. And I'll be like, that's not the first time. You know what I mean? And we'll play off each other's tone. The whole elevator's laughing their ass off. Yeah. He just made a moment in that elevator for them to tell that story throughout the night to wherever he hit the rock in the pond and created that ripple effect.
Yeah, because it's as soon as those doors close, everybody's staring straight ahead, all silent and stuff like that.
And he takes the awkwardness out of the room. And the ones that don't laugh, he'll move towards them. Everybody else is kind of chuckling. And he'll be like, well, if you're not laughing, it's probably you. You know what I mean? So, he knows how to flip it.
Yeah.
I've kind of taken that when I go grocery shopping, when I go into places, I try to upbeat my mood because the workers there, they work hard and they get a lot of, it's like watching a lot of the algorithm in YouTube where it's a negative and it just falls in your algorithm, and then it's a dumpster fire consistently, and then your mindset becomes that because you're watching it all the time.
Yep.
I like to try to change that wherever I go now, and I walk in and I, the guy who's putting the oranges up, and I'll be like, that's the best looking orange arrangement I've ever seen in my life, dude.
Yeah.
This is why they hired you. And he'll laugh or chuckle, and I'll say, hey, they call me Cappuccino. And he's like, dude, I love that. And then we start talking. Relationship built, right? Now, when I walk in, he's like, hey, Cappuccino, what's going on? I'm like, hey, doing the oranges today? No, I'm on Paris today. Ooh, you got a promotion. And we'll make that joke back and forth.
Yeah.
And maybe the woman behind the deli, you do know how hard it is to be a deli worker. No, can you slice that thinner, please? That's not what I asked for. Can you? I mean, it's just consistently.
Yeah.
And then when I ask, I don't know, if you go to the deli and you get sliced cheese, if you ask for it on paper, I feel horrible asking because it's so much extra work for them. So I'm usually like, I really don't want to be a pain in the ass. Can you please put it on paper? I know it's extra work and I really appreciate you. And when I'm done getting that service, I'm like, hey, I appreciate everything you did for me today.
Yeah.
You're awesome.
Yeah.
And walk away. And I see a smile.
Yeah.
And if I can get a smile, even from the one that's growling, I won.
Yeah.
Right. I won the game because I was able to help them maybe make a moment in that time of day to maybe carry on through the rest of the day for them.
Yeah.
Does it work all the time? Maybe, maybe not. But I'll tell you what, it's fun trying. It's absolutely fun trying.
Plus, customer service is just so hard in general. But I think really, like, I don't want to narrow it down, but food service, I think, is just absolutely tough. Retail and all that sort of stuff. Like, you're just dealing with people and like complaining and in a negative space, and harping on you and stuff like that. And I mean, I think it would be good for everybody to have a beginner job in like customer service or retail or something like that.
It should be a must.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I think if you can like see where they're coming from and kind of knowing the behind the scenes and everything like that, like I think people will be a lot more empathetic towards.
I agree. That kind of goes back to someone we had in our group that spoke. They talked about avoiding the suffering by embracing the pain. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of goes hand in hand with that. There's not enough people. Suffering is a educational process, and it builds strength. Yeah, it sucks. It really does. But at the same time, you will succeed and move through it. No matter what, you will. So if you can take a piece of that and move forward with it, I think life's a little better. Let's take it on the opposite side, Chris. Let's say employers. As a business coach, when I talk to employers and I hear the words, now listen, if you're one of those out there that say these words, kids just don't want to work today. Nobody wants to work today. Okay. Yeah, that's true. They don't want to work for you. Why? Because you're the problem.
Sure.
That mindset alone is the problem.
Yep.
And if you're recruiting correctly and you're training correctly, and if when I talk to people looking or going to get hired somewhere and they ask for my advice, I'm like, interview them. A mutual contract. It's a mutual contract when you work for somebody. They pay your check, but you create a service for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the agreement. And as long as you're doing your job, it doesn't have to be misery. Now, if they were to focus more on you and their employees, their business would thrive. Mm-hmm. And they don't get that because people are so empowered and they think empowerment means dictation. And
you're above
and then you're above everybody else. Now, I have learned in my childhood, as my father taught me, it's one of the best things my father's ever taught me, was never look up at anybody, never look down upon anybody, always look eye to eye with everybody, because everybody is your equal, regardless of who they are, how much money they have, because they're going to learn from you and you're going to learn from them.
Yeah.
100% true.
Yeah.
100% true.
Learn from everybody. And
so the setback, we're talking about setbacks, right? With mindset. So don't set yourself up for a setback either. Create a mindset for yourself to where a setback is a challenge that you want to take on.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because it's educational, a perception to it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting too, when you were saying everybody should do a job, right? Which I actually agree with. Like, you should do some sort of service job just to understand how maybe you'll be more kind, right, to somebody. When
You'll appreciate what they do more.
Because you do. Yeah, because there's a lot of work behind the scenes. But then I'm going to take that a little further, which is everybody's job has something, right?
Oh, yeah.
There's behind the scenes of things that you have no idea about. And I think it kind of goes back to that episode of relationship building and everything like that. But it's all mindset. It's all relationship. It's all, what you're doing. I think the more you can put yourself in their shoes. How do you do that, though? I think, Chris, you're an excellent version of this listener.
Yes.
You just talked about that, right? Like, if you can listen to someone's problem or just to their life, what's going on? Tell me what's new and exciting in your world. Like I said, right? But what's going on? And they go, oh man, there's this, but then it might turn negative for a little bit, right? Because maybe their mindset, they're in a funk or they're struggling, but they go through something and you listen to behind the scenes. You know what I used to like doing? I used to like going when I'd have a one-on-one with somebody, if I had a chance to go see their work. So if they're a business owner, I'd go see the business. If they worked at a different place, I would ask if I could have a tour. Anytime I could have a tour, I thought that was like the coolest thing ever, because you see things that you never see, right? And so I did that here without you even knowing, but I was like, oh, hey, you said you're setting all this stuff up. Can I swing by and check it out?
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, absolutely. You had such a sense of pride in everything you did, as you should. It's beautiful here. But we're walking through, and you're like, oh, and then I put up this guitar, and I this picture meant a lot to me because, this happened. But you're going to tell me a story that I would never know.
Never known.
Ever.
Right.
Yep.
But because I asked for a tour, somebody feels like, oh, let me show you all the different things that go on. But I think that brings you into their world a little bit, which makes you more empathetic of what they go through, which then can help, again, with that mindset and everything where you're at. How are you feeling? Oh, man, I know why you're down. You're stressed out. You're going through all this stuff. Of course you're going to feel that way. Man, but think about how many people would trade places with you right now.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, no matter what circumstance you're in, no matter what condition that you are in and whatever problem you're going through, there's someone out there that will trade places with you because they're going through something harder or something different.
Absolutely. I've said this before. Your absolute worst day is somebody's best day.
I learned that from you, so I could do a tally mark if you want to do one too, but
I don't take tally marks.
That's fine.
I think bigger. I have a bigger thought process than the small thinking.
I got it. That's good. That's good. You should. Maybe 2 tally marks.
I just do one of these.
But I did. But you say that all the time. Is your best.
My brother taught me that. My brother told me that.
Okay.
And he probably got that from somewhere else too. But those are things that I live by a
just
little
about
bit.
everything comes from like somebody else.
Somebody else.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. I don't like taking credit for things that I don't create.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And even when I do create it, I still like taking credit because I'm trained not to.
Yeah.
I like to give credit to the people around me that helped me do it, for the most part. If it wasn't for Nick, this place would still be in building mode.
Sure.
Yeah. First one in, last one leave. Sometimes he was here till what time last night? 11.
Wow.
Working on stuff, helping me build contracts. I mean, it's awesome. He's amazing.
It's amazing.
I think too that on final thoughts, right?
Sure.
We're back to final thoughts
I think
here,
so.
right?
Yeah.
We're at that point. We'll start with you, Jeff. What are your final thoughts?
I just think do whatever it is that you need to do in your world to put yourself in a situation where you're around good people with positive thoughts.
Good advice.
And put yourself in a better mindset. So what is it? What are those things? Is it a gratitude journal? Is it being around the right people? Is it listening to music? Is it taking breaks? Whatever we just talked about this whole episode, what is it for you? And then go out and do those things every day to keep your mind, because it wears off real quick, right?
Yep.
that mindset can go away real fast and go negative. So work on those daily habits, because that's going to make a huge impact on your life.
Awesome.
Yeah. My final thought is really goes to self-care. I think that's kind of a build on your final thought, but I mean, it's super important, especially nowadays. Like, we're getting flooded 24/7 basically with the cell phones and stuff like that. I mean, take time away, like put the cell phone
unplug
like you do, like put headphones on and so you can't even hear your phone or something like that. Like, I've gotten better at, like, if the phone goes off or whatever like that, don't jump at it. Because I even need a break. Like, it just gets, everything is thrown at you. Like, it's your financial stuff, news, anything else going on, like clients, business, all this, like, it's just thrown at you, and there's really, you can't escape it. Like, it's not like you can shut, like, well, technically you can turn this off, but it's not like you have an hours or something like that per day or whatever. So plus there's always the excuse of, like, what if it's an emergency, or what if someone needs me? So then it's like, so yeah, but self-care is, like, utmost importance, which when you're the type of person that puts everybody else ahead of you and you're a giver and want to do everything for everybody else, you really need to focus on just giving yourself that time, or giving yourself those little mini rewards or something like that, whatever it is.
Yep.
Would you say that means you put your oxygen mask on first
before you get on the bus,
right? Before you can take care of other people?
I would have to say, if you listen, folks, put your oxygen mask on first.
There it is.
Then get on the bus. Yeah. Then kick off people from the bus that you don't like. Right. Feel free to drive over the people with the bus. I don't know. Whatever Jeff says. Listen, final thoughts on Cappuccino. Create the mindset. Build it. If you feel like there's too much toxicity, start figuring out, pull your mirror up, look at it. Where is that coming from? Stop watching certain things. Stop listening to certain things. Change it. Instead of watching TikTok for 5 minutes, that your algorithm, I know, but yours is good positive feed. You watch one bad thing on the algorithm picks it up, and then you know it's just nothing but negative. That changes your mindset.
Yes.
Take that out. Replace it with a set of goals. Try to focus on those goals. You visit on the Blueberry. You got to remember, life is an experience. Go live it. Yeah, make sure those goals set for what you want to do while you're visiting here. Time goes by fast, and you only have a certain amount of time to do so. So instead of sucking down all the negativity, focus on something positive, on how you're going to build yourself up. And just remember, then a setback is just an educational challenge. That's it.
I love that.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Listen, guys, we appreciate you as always. You only get 24 hours in a day. Jeff says it well.
It's what we do with the 24 hours and who we decide to share with that makes all the difference in the world. Thank you, guys.
Till next time, folks.
Take care.
Be real.
I am holding on to the thought of you now. Never gonna let it go. As I recall all the times with you, laughs that we had, times that we shared. Slow now are the days without you. Why did it have to take you away? As I live on in this life now, with another step by my side, deeper is that shadow that follows behind.